everyone.
Hi. You're Laura.
Yeah, I'm Laura.
I'm Cecilia. Sometimes she forgets things, so I have to
No,
give a
I was
reminder.
just trying to decide how to introduce ourselves and say that this is the Yarn Mews podcast, episode 4.
Important episode 4.
Yeah, can't believe it's episode 4. That means basically we've been doing this for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like an anniversary or something.
yes,
What's 7 weeks?
I'm saying I don't know.
Not even paper.
Yeah.
It's a digital e-card. 7-week anniversary.
Oh, I don't even think it's an e-card.
Not even an e-card. An email saying, "Hey, thanks."
Anyway, thanks for watching us. We're glad you're enjoying the podcast. We've been getting lots of great comments, and we really appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
And some guy came in during Yarnover and said, "You're famous." It's like, yeah.
So famous.
Sure.
So famous.
If you say so. Anyway.
That's probably just that stuff I've been posting on YouTube about you.
Oh.
Or Facebook.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. My Facebook page.
Yeah, because she's not on Facebook.
I'm not on Facebook. I refuse. Always have, so.
Anyway, so I actually have our little agenda here. The first thing is...
I noticed that the paper you use for the agenda gets smaller and smaller each time.
Yeah, right.
Eventually she's just going to scribble it on her hand.
Yeah. Well,
My daughter still does that. She's 26. And she's always like, "Oh, let me write it down." I'm like, "Really? Don't write on yourself." She's like, "It's the only thing I don't lose." I'm like, "Oh, God." You know?
What about her cell phone? Does she lose her cell phone all the time?
No, but she doesn't. I don't know why she doesn't put it on her cell phone. That's what I would do, but...
Okay.
I mean, if I had a cell phone.
Allergy season has started because my eyes are watering like crazy. Hold on. Just going to, dab my eyes with my scarf.
Don't cry. It's okay.
It just seems wrong that a week and a half ago it was snowing like crazy and now it's allergy season.
Well, that's how Minnesota works.
Yeah.
That's why we live here.
I did not grow up here.
For the exciting weather.
Yeah. Anyway, so local yarn store day was this past weekend. Thank you to everybody who came. It was really a busy, fun day. We had a lot of people show up. We had a lot of different projects from different yarn companies and designers and all sorts of things. And we sold out a couple of them right away in the morning. Yeah. Which was
that's how it
unfortunate, but good for the people who came in early, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I did get a survey from the yarn group of the National Needle Arts Association asking how it was and would we do it again, and I said yes. Yes. And they asked if we would be interested in doing multiple things like that per year, and I said maybe.
Maybe we could have it at a different time of year for us in Minnesota. It's hard.
Right.
We have a lot going on in April.
Yes, we do, with Yarnover, which is this weekend, and we'll be there. Yes. And Shop Hop, and now local yarn store day, so it just gets kind of crazy. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for everyone who came in. That was fun. Yes.
I wasn't here, but I heard it was fun. I was out shoe shopping, so bought these swanky new shoes.
Woohoo! What are those socks you've got on with those?
They're robots.
Oh, cute.
Everyone
Not
here,
hand knit. But...
No, everyone here knows I wear the mismatched socks because in my heart, I'm a 12-year-old girl. I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest person wearing these, but I like them, and
my 20-year-old son, Kit, is into novelty socks. I mean, I think at Christmas he got like 30 pair. I'm not joking.
That's nice.
Because Tom went out and he found this thing where you could get like 15 of them for $10 or something.
Oh my God.
Like that. And he just bought them, and then other people knew about kits, so they bought them too, and oh my gosh, it was crazy.
But I bet he wears ones that match.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
I have no idea. He's in Denver. I don't know.
Well, don't you Skype with him or anything? Next time you Skype him.
I could just tell him to send me a picture. Yeah. Text me a picture of his socks every day.
The world wants to know, Kit.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, "Why are you talking about me, Mom?"
Yeah, I'm not telling him. I talked about him on this. I have to get up and get a tissue for my eyes because they're really bothering me. So Cecilia's going to talk about what she's working on.
Okay. Well, I'm still working on the same thing I was working on last time because I'm slow. It is this sweater I'm working on out of the Sonata, the Noro, which I am liking. It's very nice to knit. It's soft. I've gotten to where I've, done off for the sleeve things. It's a top-down raglan, so I did all the interesting bits. And now it's just a lot of knitting in a circle, which is not as interesting. It slows me down because I get bored. And so, yeah, that's what I'm knitting on.
Cool.
And maybe next time it'll be done.
Well, I don't know. She told me that she wanted to move the due date to May 15th, so if that's the case, it's not going to be done by then.
Well, that's my, yeah, it might
That's
not
your
be
stretch
done.
goal, huh?
My stretch goal. I'm hoping to get it done sooner than that.
So, last time for the prize, I asked everybody to help me pick which project I was going to do next. And the resounding winner was The Shift by Andrea and Mowry. So, I started that. And I picked Louisa Harding Amitola, which is a slow self-striping yarn. So here's one ball of it. You probably, I don't know if you can tell, but the colors really change as you go through the ball. So here it is. I've started working on it, and I think it's turning out really pretty.
It looks nice.
There are 3 colors, and so in this first section, I've used colors A and B up to about here, then colors A and C, then back to A and B, and I'm about to switch to A and C, and then after that, I think we do B and A. I don't know. Anyway.
Just jumble them all up, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Cool.
It's a lot of slip stitches. Probably 2 out of every 4 rows has slip stitches on it. So it's fun to knit because you just don't know what color's coming next and what combination's going to occur. So I would highly recommend it. I need to get some more of that Amitola in because if people want to do it. I mean, it takes 3 balls, so you can mix and match and however you want. So
sounds good.
anyway, the other ones that we had talked about were Tweedy, Stripey, which I'm still thinking about starting. I need a project for like this, where I mean I can work on my sock.
Is that
but
the same sock?
This
as
is
when
the
we
same
started?
sock because I haven't knit on it at all since last podcast.
Well,
yeah. So I mean,
you could just knit on that for the podcast, and then eventually you'll have a sock.
Yeah.
Someday.
Eventually. And that may be what happens, actually. But anyway, I'm still thinking about starting Tweedy Stripey because it's very mindless. It's just stockinette, so.
Yeah.
And it might be stockinette in the round, even. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's
so
really
be
mindless.
really mindless. So good for things like this, or like when I was watching the playoff hockey games, which are now unfortunately over for the Minnesota Wild.
Do you watch all the playoffs then?
No.
No?
I'm not going to watch anybody else, especially not Winnipeg. Oh my God.
Winnipeg.
They're the ones who beat us.
They're
Sorry.
monsters.
They are.
Everyone
they're not, but
Winnipeg is the worst.
They're not, but I really hate that they beat us. But,
well,
there are things changing now in the Minnesota Wild. The general manager's been fired, so.
Yeah.
It shall be interesting.
Yeah.
How did the Timberwolves do last night? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't
either.
like
I don't
basketball.
watch-
It's
I don't
full of
watch
really
basketball.
tall people who creep me out because they're like twice the height of me. And
Did I ever tell you
and
that-
it's squeaky. I
Yes, it
hate
is squeaky.
the noise of basketball.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're right. It is squeaky. Did I ever tell you that I dated a guy who was 7'1"?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's terrifying for
Yeah,
someone
and,
like me.
and I'm 5'8". It's not like I'm
No.
tiny, but yeah, he was really tall.
Yeah.
Of course, my oldest boy is 6'4", 5-ish. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
the
he's
max
really
I
tall.
can deal
Yeah,
with.
So
Well, I worked with an engineer who was ungodly tall, and he was a very nice man, but he had to duck to go through doorways, and it
Yeah.
was like he was somewhat intimidating.
yeah. So.
But
Anywho, what are you working on anything else or just that right now?
well, This morning I signed up for a mystery knit along.
Really? With who?
With Barbara Benson. I love her stuff, and
She's the mosaic.
The lace mosaic.
Lace mosaic.
And it's
yeah.
a lace mosaic pattern, and plus it's called In the Library with the Candlestick.
Oh,
so
perfect.
In the Candlestick with the Library. So I love that too. So yeah, it's with DK Wade. And
is it a mystery?
It's a mystery.
Cool.
Hence,
is it a shawl or?
I think it's a shawl.
Hence the
Candlestick in the Library. Because Clue.
Yes.
Or Cluedo, if you happen to be in England.
Really? Is that what they call it in England?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Look at me, spreading knowledge.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
so.
Cool. Since we're talking about things we're working on, I did not work on this, but somebody in our store did. We have a new sample. Actually, it's one of our teachers who is not an employee at the store, Mary Ann, made this for us. This is
It's awesome.
the Lattice lace poncho, and it's out of Berroco's classic silk. And it's such a perfect little thing to throw over something in the summer, you know, if it
It's
gets
light.
cool outside.
It'd be nice for going out because it's kind of, it's dressy.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's summer dressy.
Yeah.
Not like opera premiere dressy.
She likes the opera. She goes to the opera.
I do.
Yeah.
On Saturday we're going to, I think technically Orpheus in the Underworld is an operette, but they're
What's the difference?
Operettes.
They're shorter?
No, they have speaking.
Oh, I see.
A true opera has no spoken word. Everything is sung.
Oh, okay.
So, and
God, you learn something new every day.
you've learned
two things. Cluedo and
Your brain is probably full now.
Operetta or
operetta.
Okay.
So, but it's Orpheus in the Underworld, which I'm sure most people are like, never heard of it. But you have, because it's where the can comes from.
Really?
Yes. So.
Huh. Wow. I had no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said before, you learn something new every day.
Am I blocking the reflection?
No. Just playing. Never mind.
So yeah. Now Charles has seen it before. He loves it. So that's what we're going to do on Saturday night.
Cool.
After Yarnover.
Cool. Yeah, so, okay, next thing on the list. So we had the winner of the time before last, so episode 2, prize, was Cindy Dieters, and she came in to pick up her faux fur pom-pom that she won, and she said, I have a great topic for you guys, when to wind. And I said, oh, I wrote a blog post about that a while ago. And she said, you did? And I said, yeah, on our 3 Kittens Needle Arts blog that we don't post on very often. But anyway, so we're going to talk about when to wind. And Cecilia probably has, even though I wrote the blog post,
I have
it's probably,
opinions.
yeah, she's got lots of opinions. So I'm going to let her go with it.
Okay, so to wind or not to wind?
That's the question.
That is the question. I never wind until I'm getting ready to use it because it stretches out the yarn, and you don't want your yarn in this stretched out state. Now this I have in a little ball. I did this by hand, not on my ball winder, which I own. I was just...
You had lots of spare time?
No, actually, I just didn't have time to set the whole thing up.
Okay, wait. It took less time to wind that ball than to set your ball winder and Swift up.
Well, yeah,
Seriously.
because I have to pull out my table and put up my Swift, and then and it's, well, no, I just said, Charles, I need your help, and he puts out his hands, and then I do this, and then I'm done.
Okay.
So, but...
You crack me up. That's all I'm saying, because there's no way it took less time to wind that ball by hand than to put your Swift and wind up.
Okay, but I didn't have to get out of my chair.
Okay. All right. There. Okay, I got it.
I just said, Charles, I need your help. And he pushed the cat off of him and came over and gave me his hands.
Did you have the dog lying in your lap at the time or something?
Probably,
Yeah.
but he will get up as soon as Charles moves because he is a weird little dog. I don't know. He's broken. I can't help that. He just, what's going on? What? Is there action? Then he gets up, he wanders off, and he comes back. He's like, well, I'm supposed to be underneath that blanket because he insists on being under blankets.
Aww.
Hopefully there'll be less now that it's getting warmer.
Yeah, no kidding.
But when it's winter, he's wearing his sweater, he's under the blanket, he's still, you know.
He's got very little fur.
Yes, he is a naked little dog originally from California. He can't help it.
Yeah.
So, anywho.
He'll get like me, you know, I'm from Texas, and he'll get used to it after, 30 years.
After 30 years. Well, if he's alive in 30 years, I'm calling yes.
True that.
So this, I'm working on this sweater. Obviously, it's going to take more than this ball. This is the only one I have wound. Period. I keep everything like this until I get to, this will be down to practically nothing, and I'll be like, oh, gotta get this one wound up. Sometimes I actually run out before I wind it.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going away for the weekend or something where it's like, okay, I'm going to use this all up, and then I'm going to, make this.
Another reason is that this is much easier to pack away and store than hard little balls. Well, your balls shouldn't be hard anyway.
Balls should not be hard. You want soft, squishy balls.
Yeah, but this squishes more.
Yeah, it does squish
and
more.
And it's easier to pack away.
Yeah, and if you ever buy those, I can't remember what they're called. They got the little vacuum bags.
Yeah,
where you
I know
push
what you're
the
talking
air
about.
out of them. I got some of those one year for Christmas from somebody. I don't remember who. And I took them on a trip to New Mexico where I bought a lot of yarn because I have a problem. But you could fit a lot of yarn in there and squish it down and it becomes nothing.
Yeah.
But no, it stretches out. You don't want it sitting around in that stretched out state. This is the state it should be in. Again, if you have a ball winder and Swift, that's awesome because they're the best. And sometimes, I live in a tiny little post-war house, so when people say, I don't have room, it's like, dude, I don't have room either, but you flap it down, it collapses, everything collapses, you shove it somewhere. Or if you're lucky enough to have a husband who wants to be your Swift, which I do.
So, gosh, I just had another thought. I know we've got the ball winder and Swift here. Why don't you show them that? And then
This is like your standard ball winder. It looks like this. This is the one we carry. Mine looks like this, only it's a Royal. I have had it since I started knitting, basically.
I think I've had mine. I have not gone through it once, and I've had it for probably 20 years. So
yeah, and
I mean, if you're a yarn store, we go through a Swift probably every
a ball winder
probably every 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
But we're winding a lot of yarn.
Yeah, we do a lot of yarn. And it comes disassembled. You just have to put it together, so don't freak out.
So easy to put together.
Pop it all together.
And we're happy to show you that here when you buy your Swift.
And the only thing I would point out is that when you pull this little bar out, you need to tug it till it clicks. Sometimes people don't do that, and then it falls over, and they're like, ah! But for Swifts, I have a big wooden one, kind of like what we have here in the store. But this is a great solution if you don't have a lot of space. It just goes on your tabletop. Everyone who's bought it has loved it. And it works just like a regular old Swift. And it's called a twister, which, gotta love that.
We also carry the metal and plastic Swifts, which collapse and go into a tube. And that's the one that I have at home. And I have a buffet cabinet in my dining room, and it just goes in there when it's not in use, along with the ball winder. And then we've had big Amish table Swifts too. Those are bigger.
Yeah.
And then we can get the big wooden ones like the one we have here in the store for you. They're
very expensive.
They're very expensive.
They're several $100
or something like that, or more.
Yeah.
But if that's what you want, we can get it for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
darn it, I was going to say, so if you buy your yarn here and you're not going to work on it right away, please consider not winding it, having us wind it right away. You can always bring it back to us later, and we'll wind it.
If you bought it here, we will wind it for free.
Yeah,
If you didn't buy it here, we'll wind it for $1 a ball. So, if you're off, say in New Mexico, buying yarn.
Or at Shepherd's Harvest.
Or Shepherd's Harvest. Yeah.
Yeah.
For $1, we'll do it for you. Or
you
save
can
all your bucks and buy yourself a ball winder.
Yeah.
See, it's funny.
That's what it was. I wanted to say, which one should you buy first?
I had the ball winder first.
That seems crazy to me. Seems to me like you'd want the Swift first, because you put the Swift on and then you don't have to have somebody there to hold their arms out.
All right, the reason I didn't have a Swift for so long is because every year I'd ask for a Swift for Christmas, and Charles would look devastated and say, "But I'm your Swift." Like I was going to get rid of him if I bought a wooden Swift or any
funny.
Swift. So it was hilarious. And so finally I'm like, fine, I'll buy my own, get it myself. But you can use someone else. You could use a back of a chair, which I have not done. What I have done though is this: if you have a lamp with a lampshade that does this,
Oh yeah.
you loosen the finial, put it right on there, it's a Swift. If you have old,
Gee, thanks for telling them that. Now they don't need to buy a Swift from us. Sheesh.
but this is nicer. A lot of people don't have lamps.
Okay, so the other
I
thing,
will say that.
Yeah, the other thing you should talk about is how far away from your ball winder, how far away your Swift and ball winder need
They
to
should be a couple feet, like this, like 3,
Okay, that's
4
not
feet.
a couple
I don't
of
know.
feet. That's
you know
like,
measurement isn't my deal.
okay, this is a couple of feet.
All right, so
Maybe,
yeah, like
yeah.
4 feet.
Yeah.
I like to have it further the better to me because it gives it that nice long.
So we've had an issue here in the store because we don't have a lot of space in the store for winding, and our ball winder, and somebody's moved it again, I can see, is too close to our Swift.
Yeah, and so
So
it makes the balls tight.
It makes the balls really tight, which makes it even worse to wind it early.
Yeah,
I will move that Swift again today, and I will talk
the
to,
ball winder. Yeah.
the ball winder, talk to our staff again about why it needs to be further away, because then the balls are looser and not so tight,
Yeah.
which is always better.
Yes, you want loose balls, soft, squishy, loose balls.
Sorry.
I'm hoping that becomes like a meme, and then we'll get
Soft,
all
squishy,
the
loose balls.
That's what all ladies want, man.
Oh my god. All
That's
right.
why we knit, isn't it? So we can say stuff like that and not get in trouble.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the only reason I do it, honestly.
I don't know if you guys ever saw the decals that we had here in the store. So we have some window decals to put on your car, or you can put it on a laptop or something like that. And we have ones that have the shape of Minnesota and the word knit in them, or the word crochet in them. And then we had a couple of other ones, like I think we still have the sheep that's knitting. But we had ones, and I haven't reordered them yet. We had ones that had 2 yarn pulls, and it said "got balls" underneath it, which they sold out both times I bought them. So yeah, because they're hilarious.
They are hilarious.
Yeah,
it's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, what else do I need to say about it? Well, no, see, and I was going to talk about this again. I like the cakes. I like working from the inside of the ball.
Me too.
And so
that's another thing to talk about, because some people, well, finish your thought and then we'll talk about inside the cake, outside of the cake.
But no, a lot of people do the Swift first, and that was just, I had the ball winder for so many years before I had the Swift, and I liked having the cakes. So yeah, the inside outside thing.
Inside outside, and so this happens with commercially wound yarn that's in a ball or a log, or
it wouldn't be in a ball, it'd be in the log, because you can't pull from the inside of the ball.
Those balls you can.
Can you pull from the inside of the balls?
Oh, I do it all the time.
Awesome.
People complain about if they're, if you pull from the inside, there are a couple of complaints. One is that when you try to find the end of the yarn on the inside of the ball or the log, a whole bunch of stuff comes out. Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, you have to pull a whole bunch out anyway to do your cast on usually.
Yeah.
I don't even understand that complaint. It's like, well, I want all that yarn, so it's fine, but whatever.
I don't know. So that's one complaint. The other complaint is that when you get towards the end of the ball, it collapses on itself.
Yeah.
And then sometimes gets tangled. Well, okay. It really is not a problem for me. What I don't like about pulling from the outside is that your ball rolls around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
And it'll jump sometimes.
Yeah.
I find that even with my yarn bowl, it will actually jump out of the yarn bowl. And it's like, because
Yeah.
then it's on the ground. And
So
then
here's a little yarn bowl.
bowl.
You would put your yarn inside here if you're doing it from the outside, and
like this.
like this, and then guide that through the little loopy thing there, which is great. But yeah, sometimes it comes out and then the ball jumps out. I don't know.
And the problem with that is I have a cat who's right there.
Yeah.
Right
I
there.
have a cat who couldn't care less.
Oh no, she's like, all yarn is hers until
Yeah.
stated otherwise, which is never. And then she, and
Yeah.
she'll get a hold of some, and then pretty soon you're like, look, I killed all this yarn. It's like, what are you doing with my yarn? She's actually gotten hold of yarn. It's disappeared. I don't even know where it went.
Yeah, it's
She's
kind of like
got
the
a-
socks in the dryer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those go to a different alternate universe.
Is that what happens to them?
All dryers in the world are connected, and so your sock is actually in like Laura's dryer. It's
Well,
somewhere else, or in a laundromat somewhere
That
in
makes
Chicago.
sense because I've got some socks that
You're like, where did these come from?
I mean, I just figured it was my kids, but
You never know. It's probably
although since they don't live at home.
yeah, it's probably some poor person in San Diego who was looking for their sock.
Well, that
Sorry.
explains a lot. See, I learned a third thing today.
Third thing, I would like to say something about logs though. When people say that about pulling it out, I have a trick. Let's see if I can find one. I have found.
Okay, this is what we're talking about.
This is a log. We call it a log. I'm sure it has some real term. I have found that, well, this one doesn't even have it going with it.
I think I've got one row knit on my socks since we've been sitting here.
Well, that's good.
Around, whatever.
Well, here's
two.
what I was going to say. So I have found that usually the one end on the outside is tucked into one side, and that if you pull from the other side, you find the inside end easier.
Oh, clever.
So since this one's coming from this side, pull from this side, and
I've now learned 4 things.
you've now learned 4 things. Oh my God.
I know, and my brain's gonna explode.
It probably will. She doesn't have much room up in there.
All right, I don't know how much time we've spent today. 27 minutes. Do we have time to talk briefly about how to take care of your
Sure, why not?
woolens before you
Summer's
pack them
here
away?
now. Yeah, summer is here. We're done with
So,
winter.
yeah.
We're going.
First of all, I will say, and I'm just going to preface this by saying this because I'm sure I will get lots of comments from this one and maybe from you. I do not wash my sweaters before I put them away. I don't really put them away much either. They're kind of in my closet, and that's kind of where they stay. I will say there was one sweater, I wore it probably last week when there was snow. I wore it and I noticed that I had a little spot of something like dried food or something. That one will get washed because I know there's something on it. Because food attracts bugs.
Bugs.
And you don't want to have
They will eat
those
right
little
through
tiny
those.
moths in your house that will eat your woolens.
Yes, and once
So-
they get there, they will be there through everything.
The other thing I might do, depending on how ambitious I am, I mean, I've got so many freaking sweaters and knit items at home, is I might use the Gleener. So that's a Gleener. On the one end is a little, it's not really a blade, but I'm going to call it that, you rub it along the cloth of your sweater like this. I'm not touching this, but to take off pills, and then the other side is a lint brush to help you get the rest of the pills off, once they're loose. And so that's the full-size Gleener, and this is the Gleener on the go, which is really our more popular Gleener. It's got the little blade here, a little brush on the back, and then you open it up.
Oh, they open?
Yeah.
I didn't realize
I'm
that.
gonna figure out how to open it because I haven't done it in a while. Oh, there's a little button here. That would help. It opens up and it's got the other blades on the inside.
Gosh, that's even cooler than I thought.
Yeah. And they're cool patterns like that. I think this one's called Moroccan Twist.
It's very
Anyway,
pretty.
I might do that with my woolens. What do you do, Cecilia?
I wash them. I block them with soak. because that's what I use.
Yeah, we didn't bring any over here to show you.
I just use warm water, not hot, not cold, just right. Goldilocks water, and then and then I soak it, pull it out, dry it, block it out, and then
How do you dry it? Okay, wait a minute. You're going too fast. You put it in the sink with warm water.
Yes.
How long do you soak it?
10-15 minutes usually.
Okay. And
I like to get it all the way
rinse
through.
out.
No, you don't rinse out the soak. You just pull it out of the container. I actually, since I don't have a ton of sweaters because it's not my jam, I have a lot of hats and things. So all my stuff, most of my things are small. I don't actually put it in my sink. I have a little thing from IKEA that is like a vegetable washer. So it's got 2 plastic containers and one has holes in it.
Okay.
So then I put them together,
Oh, then you can
and then
lift
I
it
can
out.
pull it
Yeah,
out and
cool.
kind of shake it,
Yeah,
so
it's
I don't
like
have
a lettuce
to.
spinner or something.
Yeah, but it doesn't spin; it just
Yeah.
shakes. And then I squish it in a towel with, I put the towel down and roll it up, squish down, get all the excess water out, and then I put down a dry towel. And since, if it was a shawl that needed to be blocked, like with lacing wires, I would do that then.
Oh my God, that sounds like
Well, it's wet.
pain.
Well, I mean, you have to wash stuff.
No, you don't.
Yes,
I
you
never
actually
wash it.
do.
I never wash my woolens.
Yes, well, that's just gross. I'm sorry.
Eh.
You're full of germs.
I'm
It's-
always wearing something underneath them.
Really? You don't have any germs on the outside?
Eh.
Yeah. It's like when they do those
Do I
studies.
smell? No.
All right.
Okay, I'm opening myself up here. But I mean,
All right,
seriously,
now I'm not
you're
the
not
person-
smelling my
It doesn't matter
garments
about
or
the
anything.
smell. It's
Yeah.
just, germs don't smell like anything.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, just don't touch me when you're in the store, I
Yeah,
guess.
don't hug Laura.
Although
That's why I don't hug her.
wool is supposedly self-cleaning. Have you heard that before?
I have not heard that
Yeah.
before, no.
I read
Did
that
you
on
read it on the
interwebs.
internet?
Someplace.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Because
I
nothing on the internet is false.
I have
Everything is
not-
true.
I have not explored to see if that is actually a true fact. Like, for instance, I would go to Clara Park's Big Book of Wool. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
To see if she's got anything in there, and I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you block it.
I block it if it needs blocking. And then once it's dry, I fold it up neatly and put it in a plastic box.
You got to make sure it's completely
dry, or you're gonna have mildew.
Yeah. which
And
would
that
not
will
be
make you
good.
sad,
Yes.
because that is a smell that does not like to go away. You
Although
will smell.
charcoal,
Charcoal will do it.
yeah, put it back in your box with
Newspaper.
or some kind of tissue paper, or archival tissue paper would be best, and then
Yeah.
some charcoal, and then leave it in there for a while, and that will help get rid
Not
of that
charcoal that's been treated with lighter
smell.
fluid.
Lighter fluid.
Don't do that. That would be bad.
Yeah, that's not good.
So, but yes, that's what I do.
That's what
But
you
again, like I said, I don't have a ton of sweaters. I have one sweater,
do. Yeah.
and
I
it's
probably have 15
made with machine washable wool. So
Yeah.
I actually wash that in the washing machine
Yeah.
and lay it flat to dry. Cause
I mean, I probably have 15 or more sweaters, so that just
But-
and all the shawls and the hats, and yeah. I mean, I suppose what's going to happen at some point is I'm going to get moths, and I'm going to go, damn
Yep.
it, I've learned my lesson. But
Yep.
it hasn't happened yet.
Well, you're very lucky. Now, if you have like a fancy cedar closet or something,
Which I do, but none of my sweaters are in there. I don't even put them in there for the
well,
summer.
you should, because that would keep the moths away.
Yeah.
Then you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I do not have a fancy cedar closet.
Yeah, my cedar closet is so full of CRAP.
I don't want to say that word.
Well, it is. It's full of junk, and it needs to be cleaned out.
I think I've offered to come help you,
Yeah.
because I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
I will gladly throw away other people's stuff.
Yeah, the problem is that I'll throw something away, and then Tom will go, "Why'd you do that?" You know, that's what I'm
Well-
worried about. Or my kids, or something.
Or you know what? Then you put them in Tom's area, or put it somewhere else. Say, I need this space for
You mean
useful things.
the garage and the shed
Yes,
in Tom's area? Okay.
that's Tom's area. Then he will know where it is.
Yeah.
Because he probably doesn't know where it is now.
Yeah, probably. All right, so we
Or
should
just
move
say,
on.
I've never even heard of that. I don't know what you're talking about. That works
know.
too. I don't know.
All right, so we've been doing this for quite a while, so
Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap up. So, a couple of things. We did the random number generator for last podcast store prize, and Linda Walling won! Woo!
Yay, Linda!
So, Linda, I will probably see you on Tuesday, since you're here every Tuesday for drop-in knitting and crochet. And so I'll get
Now
to you
her
then.
stalker knows.
Her stalker? What? Oh.
Sorry, Linda.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
sorry.
You don't really have a stalker.
Thank
probably.
God.
Probably.
I thought she was serious. I was like, what? Really? And then for this next time, what we're going to do is you get your choice of, here, hold that, of one of these cute little yarn bowls. And in order to win, what should we have them do? Well, first of all, you have to like or subscribe to our YouTube
But
channel.
like us too, because we are needy.
Yeah,
We
please
need
like
liking.
us.
Please like
I
us.
feel like Sally Field.
Yeah.
You like me. You really, really like me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor thing.
What else can they do? I mean, what can we? Should we can have them say whether they wash their woolens every year.
We could, yes.
That seems kind of boring.
Yeah. Or, I don't know.
Tell us, one of the things that we want to do for a podcast, and maybe we'll do it this next time, and so in prep for it, tell us what your favorite brand of knitting needles is. I'd like to know what you think.
Because we have different ones.
Yes, we do, but we won't tell you now. You have to watch next time.
You have to wait. It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, right. And then, so just do that. You have to comment on the YouTube channel, in the YouTube channel comments, not on our Facebook page or Instagram or anything like that. Just on the
Or
YouTube
anywhere
channel.
else, not Reddit, because we're
Yeah.
not on there. And you commenting about us doesn't make any
Yeah.
difference.
I mean, our Ravelry page. I don't know. No, just YouTube.
YouTube. But if you have anything you want us to talk about, you can surely do that on the Ravelry page, because
Yeah.
I'm on there all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. We like it when you give us ideas. So,
So.
and then come and visit us this Saturday at Yarnover. So Yarnover is a one-day workshop that the Minnesota Knitters Guild puts on every year.
Always a good time.
Yeah, and it's always in April, towards the end of April. I think it's the third or fourth week. I don't know.
I don't know.
I can never remember what their parameters are. Cecilia and I have both been involved with planning Yarnover in years past.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah, mine was back in the 90s.
Oh my God, I barely remember the 90s.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll have a booth at Yarnover. We're in the smaller of the two rooms, so come and say hi. We'd love to see you.
We'll both be there in the morning, so
and then I'll
we'll
be
sign
there
your
in the afternoon. I'll be
autographs
there
or
all
whatever
day.
you need
Yeah,
from
right.
us. Because now we're famous, just so you know.
Yeah, right. Almost famous.
Almost famous.
So I think that's it. Oh, it's up in. I don't know. You'll have to go to knitters.org. That's the Minnesota
It's one of the Brooklyns.
Knitters Guild website, and then you can follow the link to Yarnover to find out the location, because it's in Brooklyn Park. But I can't remember
the hotel is like the Marriott Minneapolis North, which makes no sense.
Northwest.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm not even sure it's the Marriott. So I think it's the Marriott. Just make sure. I would double check, because I wouldn't want you to go to the wrong hotel.
Yeah, I just know stupid stuff.
Yeah. All right, and I think that's it for
That's
today. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
We'll
Bye.
see you